ESPNU is presented in high definition. In the blue-collar town of Toledo, Ohio, a meeting of two teams that cling to a blue-collar style. Last week, gritty Fresno State nearly missed beating number 10 Wisconsin. The Bulldogs hope to rebound tonight, but it won't be easy. It's the home opener for the Toledo Rockets, who have several wins over ranked teams at the Glass Bowl. It's ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by Citi. The historic Glass Bowl, where it's been hard for road teams to win here in recent years. Tonight, the number 25 Fresno State Bulldogs bring their 1-1 record into a meeting with the 1-1 Toledo Rockets. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Toledo, Ohio. I'm Clay Matvick. It should be fun here tonight. Both Fresno and Toledo have a win and a loss. For the Fresno State Bulldogs, they are travel-weary and probably emotionally drained after a 3-point loss to number 10 Wisconsin last week. Toledo is hoping to catch Fresno off guard tonight. They've got a blowout loss and a blowout win so far this season. They'll try to beat their 5th top 25 team at home in 8 years. Let's bring in Dave Diaz-Infante. And Dave, we should call this the Blue Collar Bowl here tonight. Both of these programs are gritty and they are well coached.
Yeah, they are, and both programs are a direct reflection of their coaches and their cities. And we'll start with Pat Hill. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's coached in the Pac-10, in the NFL, in the WAC, and he knew exactly how he wanted to begin building this program. And it started with playing anybody, anytime, anywhere. They represent the Valley and the ranchers and farming community in the Valley. And then Tom Anstutz, the head coach for Toledo. He is Toledo Tom, born and raised here in Toledo. His dream job was a coach here at Toledo. They do that. It's an industrial, blue-collar, Midwestern town, and his ball club certainly reflects that in terms of how they play the game.
Their styles are very similar. How do you see this playing out tonight?
Well, I tell you what, when you look at both these football teams, it's going to be who runs the ball better, controlling the line of scrimmage. Fresno State, a physical, traditional-style football team that can also sling it around, but Toledo, they run the spread and they're aggressive on defense. There's
a lot of history in this town of Toledo, Ohio, and in this Glass Bowl Stadium. We'll be talking about some of it tonight. Number 25, Fresno and Toledo. We kick it off next. This building, constructed in 1937, the historic Glass Bowl, and we are ready to go. Number 25, Fresno State and Toledo. It's the Rockets' home opener. Toledo has won the toss. They will receive. Kevin Gessling set to kick off for Fresno State. Coming off a tough week last week in the game against Wisconsin, there is Greg Harris deep to return for Toledo. And we are underway in a beautiful night in northern Ohio. And this is Greg Harris. He'll start it from the 5 to the 20, has a seam to the 30 and knocked down at the 33. Penalty markers come in.
Greg Harris to return for the Rockets.
William Algie is our referee tonight. It's a MAC officiating crew. Trying to get it sorted out.
Illegal block below the wedge. Number 37 of the return team penalized half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, Aaron Opelt, third year as the starting quarterback for the Toledo Rockets. The first two were injury-riddled and without a bowl game. Now they say, Dave, that he's got the most confidence he's ever had as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, he feels comfortable in terms of understanding what they're trying to do offensively and where to go with the football.
First play of the night for the Toledo Rockets from their own 11-yard line. Opelt rolling out, wants to throw, and hits the receiver, the tight end, Tom Berzine. Third catch of the season for Berzine. It's a gain of 14. Opelt had some good numbers in the first 2 weeks against Arizona and Eastern Michigan, including 3 touchdowns last week. And connects on his first pass attempt here tonight.
Yeah, it shows right there his ability to throw on the run as a fake run left, quarterback keep pass right.
So first down and 10 for Toledo. Ball at their own 28-yard line. Throws it out into the flat, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Nick Moore. And this one is picked up, and Fresno's going to take it in. They are going to say that that was a lateral. And it's picked up, taken in for a touchdown. Ben Jacobs, the middle linebacker, and just like that, Fresno State's on the board.
Take a look at the replay here. Opelt, there you see him throw sideways. Boy, that's close. It's hard to see from that angle. The officials ruled it a lateral. I'm sure this will be reviewed.
Ben Jacobs, second-year starter at middle linebacker. Kind of the quarterback of that defense for Fresno, and he was Johnny on the spot.
Boy, if it's anywhere close as a receiver, you've got to jump on that football. Moore, one of their veteran wide receivers. A senior. His brother Lance played here as well. All-time leading receiver, so he's been around the game in the program. If it's close, and by the way he reacted, he clearly thought it was a forward pass.
Now this play is currently under review. It's also a MAC replay official booth tonight. Interesting start to this one. Well, Fresno State coming off that tough loss last week at home, hoping to get out to a good start here tonight. Here's another look at the play. You make the call.
I think that might be backwards. That's close. That's about as close as you get. But heads up play by Ben Jacobs of not quitting playing ever. Continue with, let the official decide what's dead and what isn't. There he throws it from the 5. It is a lateral. That is going to count as a touchdown for Fresno. That's just a heads-up play by Ben Jacobs. He's a guy that walked on the field. It's the day one since he came to Fresno as a freshman. He started at middle linebacker. He's a heads-up player.
It is a touchdown for Fresno State. How about that? Coming into tonight, Fresno State had been shut out in the first half of both games this season. That is their first score in a first half this year, and it comes on a defensive play by Ben Jacobs. And Kevin Gessling on for the extra point, and it is good, and it's 7-0. Just 34 seconds into this football game.
And one of the key things about when you're on the road, visiting someone else's stadium, you've got to have something good happen early. And of course, Fresno State, heads up football play by Ben Jacobs, takes advantage of it, continues the play and scores a touchdown. That quiets the crowd down right away and gets things going for the Bulldogs in terms of getting a score on the board early. And if you're Toledo, you're sitting there going, boy, this is not the start that we wanted. And as a quarterback that's feeling more comfortable, that's the #1 rule, is make that a forward pass. If not, the receiver's got to be heads up. #1, catch the pass. #2, if it's close to being a lateral, you've got to continue hustling on the play. Never quit.
Well, Fresno is now plus 66 in turnover margin under Pat Hill. They definitely pride themselves on taking advantage of opportunities, creating big plays. There is a big play by Ben Jacobs, a touchdown return off the lateral, and it's 7-0 Fresno State. So we'll try this again. Greg Harris again back deep for Toledo. Gessling to kick off for the second time tonight. Harris from the 8-yard line to the 20. And across the 25 down at the 27. So Toledo, backs and receivers look this way. DeJuan Collins was Jalen Parmalee's understudy the last 2 years. Now a talented feature back. Also keep an eye on 6'5 receiver Stephen Williams. Young offensive line, no doubt about it. 2 freshman tackles, 2 sophomore guards. Junior center Buster Garrett is the only upperclassman. He was Tim Tebow's high school center. So Toledo already down a touchdown. They go to work here at their own 27-yard line. Aaron Opelt under center. And he'll hand off to DeJuan Collins, finds a hole over the left side, gets across the 30. And this will be a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Fresno on defense held Wisconsin to just 13 points last week. John Munga up front, one of the best pass rushers in the WAC. Ben Jacobs, you've already seen what he can do. He's the quarterback of the D at middle linebacker. And strong safety Moses Harris. He's a smart guy. He spent the summer studying finance in Hong Kong. What did you do over your summer break, Dave?
I can guarantee you it wasn't that.
2nd down and 3, 4 receivers set. DeJuan Collins to the left of Opel. Little play action. They come to the near side for Williams, and he'll scoot across the 35-yard line and be close to a 1st down before Nico Herron, the strong side linebacker, knocks him out. Give him 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
And when you look at this Toledo offense, it starts with the guys up front, very young. A redshirt freshman at left tackle, a sophomore guard, a junior at center, another sophomore guard, another freshman at right tackle. A young group of guys that are learning how to play together and how to make adjustments on the run.
Toledo moving everybody out to receiver position. 5 receiver look here for Opelt, the captain of this offense. Opelt will lunge forward, trying to pick up the 1st down on his own. And it appears that he has enough for the 1st. They got it. Aaron Opelt wearing a new number this year. Number 11 this season after the last 2 seasons being number 19. And we talked about it before. He is starting to come into his own, Dave. It was a tough first 2 seasons, especially his freshman year, as a true freshman forced into action.
Yeah, kind of got thrown to the wolves, but sometimes that's the only way to learn. He's benefiting from those experiences this season.
Here's DeJuan Collins again, and hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. A little second effort gets him across the 40-yard line. A 4-yard pickup down at the 43. DeJuan Collins coming off a career high 168 yards rushing last week on 19 carries. First year out from Jalen Parmalee's shadow.
Yeah, when you look at Collins and following Parmalee, he played some. They're always rotating another back, getting him ready to carry the torch. They feel like they have a great history of running backs, and they're committed to run the ball. Even though they run the spread, they're sound at what they do.
Collins again. A gain of 2 on the play. Bring up 3rd down and 3.
And this Fresno State defense, they have played some physical teams and have hit pad for pad, pound for pound with Rutgers and Wisconsin. They've showed that they can hang in there. They're going to play discipline. They're going to play physical. A great challenge for this young offensive line of Toledo.
DeJuan Collins lined up as a receiver. Stephen Williams and Nick Moore also out there. Here is Moore lunging for that pass. It's incomplete, just off his fingertips. As Opelt is incomplete, it's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation for the Rockets. It's kind of a rough start here for Toledo.
Yeah, certainly. And after they started out running the ball so early, and little quarterback keep pass on their first possession. But a fumble now, a punt your first 2 possessions are not how you want to start the game if you're Toledo.
Bill Klaus standing at his own 30. Back to return, A.J. Jefferson for Fresno State. Gets it off. It's a good kick. And it's going to take a bounce and a Toledo roll inside the 10-yard line. Still rolling and down at the 6. So Bill Klaus, the redshirt freshman, with a 50-yard punt, and Fresno State is looking at a long field. Here's a look at Tom Brandstater, senior quarterback for Fresno State. 6'5", 225, out of Turlock, California, and he's helping to help the Dogs get their swagger back after that loss to Wisconsin at home last week.
Yeah, loss at Fresno State, still stayed in the top 25. Wisconsin moved up a couple spots. That was a physical game. They had plenty of opportunities to win that football game on their own turf. And Wisconsin had a lot of respect for them and knew they were in a ball game.
So 1st down and 10. And Ryan Matthews will get the first carry for Fresno State here tonight. Gets 3. Now Fresno State averaging 400 yards of total offense through the first 2 weeks. Ryan Matthews saying that the loss to Wisconsin, no big deal. They just need to execute better tonight. He's going to get a lot of carries here this evening. On the line, injuries have been a problem. Left guard Cole Popovich out for the year, so sophomore Devin Cunningham gets the start again here tonight. 2nd down and 8. Empty backfield. Brandstater drops, throws, and it is caught out at the 14-yard line by Shea Ejira-Tutu, the junior receiver out of El Dorado Hills, California, and he took a lick. Well, up front for Toledo on defense, Derek Summers, a converted linebacker. Now he's at defensive end. Pretty good linebacking core. Middle linebacker Darius Quinn, he's a junior college transfer. And in the secondary, Barry Church, he's the strong safety. First team All-MAC a year ago. It'll be 3rd down and 1 here for Fresno State. The crowd getting behind the homestanding Rockets. High backfield, 2nd man through gets it. And it's Ryan Matthews, and he's got enough for the 1st down. A gain of 2 for Matthews. 217 yards rushing in the first 2 games for the sophomore. 3 touchdowns in the season opener at Rutgers. They got a win 24-7 against the Scarlet Knights. As usual, Fresno State playing a tough schedule.
Yeah, anybody, anywhere, and traveling to the East Coast twice in 3 weeks is tough on any ball club. But Pat Hill welcomes the challenge, and so does the ball club.
Lanye Miller in the backfield for the 1st time. A little play fake to Miller. Now Brandstater coming over the middle, and incomplete. The pass lands out at the 42-yard line. Really no receiver there. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Talked about Fresno a little slow starting here the first couple of weeks. Yet to score a point in the first half of either of its games offensively now, because they did get the defensive touchdown early in this game. So Brandstater hoping to have a better showing here tonight. Yeah,
try and find some rhythm offensively. Of course, when you're playing Rutgers, who does a lot of things defensively, and Wisconsin, that'll slow your offense down a little bit.
Handoff. And down at the 20. After a 3-yard pickup, it's Lanye Miller, who's a pretty nice compliment to Ryan Matthews. He's a downhill back compared to the slashing Matthews. You're going to see a lot of both of those guys tonight. And Dave, our stat to watch here tonight, the running game.
Yeah, and it starts with Fresno State. That's what starts their whole offense. The run game, the zone, inside, outside. They're going to run power at you, and they're going to play action over the top. And Toledo, we know they can run. Can they hold up against a team that's going to run right at them?
Big 3rd down and 7 here. Fresno 32% on 3rd down conversions this season. Brandstater, pass knocked down. Great defensive play by Barry Church, the strong safety. He got his hand in there. The pass intended for Bear Pasco. And Fresno will have to kick it away.
Barry Church knew exactly where to go. Bear Pasco, he's the tight end for Fresno, but he's a big target. And look at Church staying inside, playing the ball, swatting it down, keeping the hand off Pasco's back to make that pass breakup.
Robert Malone had a great game against Wisconsin, named the WAC Specialist of the Week. He'll kick it away. Nice spiral kick, backing off is Nick Moore. From his 24-yard line, starts the return, and he'll wiggle to the 40, and down at the 42, a 56-yard punt for Malone. Ben Jacobs on the tackle after an 18-yard return for Moore, and Toledo goes back to work on offense after a great defensive play. So Fresno State leading 7-0 here, 8:49 to go. First quarter. All right, Doug, thank you very much, and welcome everybody to the Glass City, Toledo, Ohio. Number 25, Fresno State in town to take on the Rockets of Toledo. And it's already 7-0 Bulldogs. Here's DeJuan Collins for the Rockets, finds some room on the right side, and he's on that far sideline. Gets out of bounds. A gain of 24 for DeJuan Collins, and the Rockets deep into Fresno territory now for the first time tonight.
Now they're running counter to the right, and DeJuan Collins just bounces it outside. Fresno State losing their leverage, not playing outside in, and he's able to bust it up the outside for a big game for Toledo.
Alongside Dave Diaz-Infante, I'm Clay Matvick. So glad to have you along here tonight for a game pitting the MAC against the WAC. Fresno coming off that disappointing loss at home to number 10 Wisconsin. Here's Opel going to the end zone, has a receiver in and out of the hands of Stephen Williams, the sure-handed junior. He almost had 6.
He sure did. That one he's going to wish he had back, because Opel put enough air on the ball for Williams at 6'5" to try and make a play on the ball. Play action pass, lays it up there. Great last minute adjustment again. Not playing the ball, but playing the receiver was Jake Jordy for Fresno.
Williams, second team All-MAC last year. Off to a great start this season, but wishes he had that pass back. Now, Opel rolling out to his right and gets it out to his tight end, Tom Berzine. That is his second catch here tonight. He picks up 6 on that grab. And Opel now 3 for 5 passing. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3 is a manageable down and distant. Opel rolling out to the right there again. Calm, knowing that he had his tight end coming through the middle and across the field. Playing catch with him on the right side of the field.
You see the 3rd down numbers here tonight. Toledo trying to convert for the 2nd time. Nick Moore lined up to the top of your screen. He is one of the seniors on this roster, but they're going to go to the ground, and DeJuan Collins finds room. To the end zone, gets in. Touchdown. A 26-yard touchdown run for DeJuan Collins, his 3rd TD this year. And Toledo a point away from tying this up.
And this is what Toledo needed to do. They run the ball. Watch Nick Moore. He gets to the outside. Nick Moore gets a block that pins in the last Fresno State defender. Allows Collins to take it all the way to the house.
Alex Steigerwald comes on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Aaron Opel. And we're tied at 7. And Brett Broadbeck ready to kick off here for the Rockets. Brand new field turf here tonight at the Glass Bowl. Looks good. As A.J. Jefferson and Chaston West are back to return.
It does, with that alternating green from dark to light.
And this is A.J. Jefferson. Dangerous return man. Out across the 30, into open field. Down at the 20-yard line. A.J. Jefferson. Brought down finally by Barry Church. A 72-yard return. Last year, Jefferson had the best return average in the nation, almost 36 yards.
And you see it head left first and then upfield. Watch this block right here by Chaston, clearing the way for the run. That's speed, that's wheels for Jefferson. Look at that, makes the guy miss, heads upfield, and I'm surprised somebody caught him at all.
Well, Toledo talked about it this week. They're going to have to limit big plays if they were going to have a good chance to win this game tonight. So far, Fresno has had 2 really big plays in this football game. One led to a touchdown. Now we're going to see Tom Brandstater in the Fresno State offense one more time. There's Brandstater. Offensive coordinator Doug Nussmeier says he hasn't played bad this season, but he needs to be better. Only 51% completion rate coming into tonight. They've been trying to love him up a little bit, get his confidence back.
Yeah, and Doug Nussmeier, he's a guy that's been around. He's a great quarterback coach, played in the league, a guy I've known a little bit around. And he's a great teacher mechanics. He's trying to get him mechanically sound, get the technique down to increase accuracy. The rest will come. It also doesn't help. They played 2 very good football teams. Rutgers picked, to be a much better football team that's turned out early. But that was a physical, aggressive defense he played against that didn't give up too much early in that game. And then Wisconsin. It's been hard-fought football games early on for Fresno. And now they got to kind of wake up. And that kickoff return is something that the Fresno State Bulldogs needed to wake them up from that long road trip and get going, because Toledo came to play.
Great field position for the Bulldogs. They start at the Toledo 21. Chaston West going in motion. Brandstater drops, fires. It is caught at the 17 by Marlon Moore, the top returning receiver for Fresno. That's a gain of 5. Now, if you just tuned in, here's what's happened so far. This was a big play.
That's a lateral from Opel to Moore.
Picked up.
Thought it was incomplete. Heads up play by Ben Jacobs, going 29 yards for the touchdown. Put Fresno State up top. And here's Jawan Collins taking it off the right side into the end zone, rambling in to even up the score for Toledo.
Second down and 5. Ryan Matthews, the back, play action, pass to him. Matthews will take it in, touchdown. Boy, did Fresno State make that look easy. 16-yard touchdown pass and reception. Ryan Matthews, the sophomore out of Bakersfield, California, making it 13-7 Fresno State.
He's a slasher in that backfield. Watch the pressure that Toledo brings. Everyone's upfield, the linemen slip downfield, and Matthews just takes it straight up the field, wasting no time to get in the end zone. Great play call by Doug Nussmeier.
18th career touchdown for Matthews in just 14 career games. Now Kevin Gessling on for the second time tonight for the extra point. And it's 14-7 Fresno State. Boy, after a couple of games where they didn't score a point in either of the first halves of those two games, they've got 2 touchdowns here tonight. 14-7 Dogs. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. Morgan Williams is the lone setback. And we're going to get a penalty flag. Williams coming into the game here tonight, 15 carries and a touchdown. This is going to go against Toledo. And it was Williams. Let's take a look at the left side of your screen here.
See the count. That was on John Allen.
Actually, John Allen, yeah.
Lined up off the ball. Got a little anxious. Knew they were running counter his way.
First down at 15. Handoff to Morgan Williams coming over the left side. He'll get behind Mike Vandermeulen, the left tackle, and the left guard Nate Cole for a gain of 6. Here's Tom Amstutz.
You know, he has fun. This is his dream job, and it really shows when you sit down and talk with him. He barbecues for his assistant coaches on his deck outside his office. He has a good time doing what he does.
Stephen Williams and Nick Moore are the receivers, but they go to Morgan Williams, who's getting the carries now that DeJuan Collins is out with a leg injury. And good effort out to the 40. He's got enough for the first down before John Manga brings him down. A gain of 9, and they'll move the chains. How about that effort for the redshirt freshman?
Yeah, freshman, watch the patience. Grabs the ball, stutters, finds the hole, heads north and south, and watch his legs keep driving. One of the big horses up front helping to push the pile. So you like to see.
Sat out last season to get his academics in order. They're glad to have him back, and they're going to need him here tonight if Collins stays out. Boy, he paid the price there after a gain of 4. Stepping up to make the hit.
Moses Harris, strong safety for Fresno State. This is how you run support right here. Watch him come up, boom. That's sending the running back in the other direction. And he's a leader of that defense. He sets the tempo in practice. He set their tempo in the offseason. No one works harder on this Fresno State ball club than Moses Harris.
Second down and 6. And there may be penalty flags here. Not exactly sure if Fresno State was offside or if Toledo jumped.
defense. Penalized 5 yards.
That's another penalty on the Rockets. And that is their 4th now. They've had 30 yards in penalties already here, and we're 13 minutes into this football game.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see right there. Looks like Buster Garrett kind of got confused with the snap count. Gave a little false hitch there.
It looks like DeJuan Collins is getting ready to come back in. The Rockets will certainly need him. 2 receivers to the right. Lone setback is Morgan Williams. 2nd down and 11. From their own 39, they go to Williams again, straight up the middle. And a gain of 4. Nico Herron, the former inside linebacker who has moved to the outside now, making the tackle, and Williams will come to the sideline. And DeJuan Collins is back in.
Got to be a sigh of relief for Toledo. Although, what about the job? Morgan Williams, ready for action, stepping up. When his team need him, filling in for Collins.
We knew he was a tough guy, former prep wrestler in the state of New Jersey. Opel will fire to DeJuan Collins, and perhaps a little bit off his game after sitting out an entire series. Drops that one, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
And talking with offensive coordinator Chris Hedden, they said when they were recruiting Collins, other schools were on him, but they went to see him wrestle and watched him just manhandle his opponent like 12 seconds, pin him, said, that's the kind of guy we want running with the rock at Toledo.
That clinched the deal.
Yeah, that clinched the deal. He had some man strength in high school.
Now this will be the 3rd time that Bill Klaus has been called on to kick. Last year, you'll remember, Toledo had one of the better punters in the country in Brett Kern, who's now kicking for the Broncos. They're going to pass here. And it is caught and into Fresno State territory. That's Barry Church. The strong safety, Barry Church, a receiver on that play. It's a gain of 12 and a 1st down for the Rockets.
They're far enough in their own territory. They take a chance. They make the throw. Church is there to catch it. Knows where the 1st down markers are. Look, and that's something, special teams is something that Fresno State and Pat Hill take pride in. They have the most block kicks of anybody, 40 block kicks since 2002. They spend a lot of time on it, and they got surprised right there.
DeJuan Collins, the play action to him. Opel rolling to his right, looking downfield, goes deep, and well out of bounds, incomplete. And Nick Moore, the intended receiver on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. How about Barry Church knowing exactly where he needed to get to for the 1st down and lunged for it?
Wow, I tell you, that's heads-up football by one of their veteran guys and one of their leaders on defense as well. He's all over the field.
Toledo trying to catch Fresno at a good time. Fresno coming off that emotional loss to Wisconsin, and before next week's trip to UCLA on national TV. That game will be on ABC. Trying to get an upset win here in their home opener tonight. DeJuan Collins muscling ahead inside the 45, a 4-yard pickup down at the 41. Collins is kind of the next in line of a group of solid backs that Tom Amstutz has run through here in recent years. Of course, most recently, Jalen Parmalee. But how about Trinity Dawson and Chester Taylor? Of course, Taylor is in the NFL, getting some work with the Minnesota Vikings right now.
Yeah, and he's a beast. He's another hard-running Jesse. And DeJuan Collins, I mean, it's just, that's what they expect from their guy. Just like Morgan Williams came in and filled in quickly when Collins went down with the leg injury. So,
well, Toledo 4-0 against top 25 teams at home all time. All 4 wins under Tom Amstutz. They're down by 7 after the first quarter. They are going to save the Glass Bowl. 1 quarter in the books. We're back in a moment. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. So Fresno moving the football now. Throw it out into the flat. This is caught by Marlon Moore, and he's got enough for another 1st down. Out of bounds at the 22, and a gain of 12. Tyrell Herbert, the free safety, knocked him out. And now they're getting that rhythm that you were talking about.
Yeah, they did. Mixing a little run. There you go. They got the soft coverage they're looking for with that corner playing deep. And it's Marlon Moore heading upfield, getting a couple blocks from his boys up front. It's nice to see wide receivers blocking for one of their guys.
There's Pat Hill, head coach. 7th play of the drive for Fresno State. Nice cutback by Anthony Harding. Inside the 20, gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Lester Richmond, the Rover, and that Toledo defense brought him down. Here's Anthony Harding, junior out of Turlock, California, 449 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. So Miller, Matthews, and Harding, all 3 running backs had 100-yard rushing games last year. So they have a good stable of runners in this Fresno State attack.
And they play a lot of guys. They're not afraid to mix them in.
Rolling out, Brandstater had it knocked down. Great rush off the edge by Keith Forstall, the defensive end. He got his hand up and knocked it down.
Heads up play. They fake it inside. Brandstater thinks he's got the edge. Forstall right there, jumping up, hands up, tipping the ball.
This Toledo defense so improved from a year ago. It was a disaster last year because of injury. 7 starters at this time a year ago were out. They're all healthy now. Look at these numbers. Trying to convert on 3rd down and 5. Brandstater again has it batted down at the line. Sean Williamson this time, the defensive tackle. It's Grandpa again getting his hand up there.
That's right. You'll see him. That's frustrating too. If you can't get to the quarterback, you got to find out when he's going to throw and get those hands up. Great job putting that big paw up in the air, knocking down the ball. And Fresno State coming in the game only converting 32% on 3rd down, so slight improvement here tonight. Got to keep the drives going. Want to score touchdowns, not field goals.
34-yard attempt for Kevin Gessling, and if you're a Fresno State fan, that is good to see because Gessling had a tough week last week in the game against Wisconsin, missing a game-tying 35-yarder and 2 others in that loss. But he hits it here, and it's now 17-7 Bulldogs. (17-7) now Fresno State after a 9-play, 42-yard drive. In 4 minutes and 27 seconds, resulting in a Kevin Gessling 34-yard field goal. And Gessling will kick off here. Greg Harris is back deep, and he'll field it at the 15-yard line. To the 25, the 30, the 35, on his feet to the 40, and a good return down at the 42-yard line. Well, last week, Kevin Gessling, he was kind of the GOAT, unfortunately, for Fresno State. Against number 10 Wisconsin. Several opportunities for Fresno State to win it. There's Devin Wiley taking a touchdown in. He's not here tonight because of a foot injury. Gessling missed 3 field goals, including a field goal attempt that would have tied it up in the 4th quarter. And he said that his teammates really rallied around him this week.
Yeah, because there's other opportunities that they missed in that game. They had a tip ball for an interception. They had a punt that took a freaky bounce and hit one of their own players that caused a turnover. So it's tough duty when you're a kicker. He's young, and you got to work your way through some of that stuff, you know, redshirt freshman.
He hits his first attempt tonight from 34 yards out. Best starting field position of the night for Toledo. 2nd down and 7 after that last run for DeJuan Collins. Collins in the backfield. Rolling to his left is Aaron Opel. Throws and has a receiver caught for a 1st down. Nick Moore into Fresno State territory. Down at the 44. It's a gain of 11. Nico Heron on the tackle.
One of the hardest things for a quarterback to do that's right-handed is rolling to your left, getting your shoulders around, then delivering the ball accurately on the run. And there he is, Nick Moore. Nice catch with his hands, tucking it away.
Third-team All-MAC last year, Nick Moore. First down and 10 for the Rockets. Opelt wants to throw again. Has time, now gets away from a tackler, and he'll run it out at the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 7 for Aaron Opelt. Heron was breathing down his neck. And I'll tell you what, it's a good decision not to throw the football downfield, just taking himself out of bounds.
Well, they want to take a shot down the field, stretch it, make a big play. It wasn't there. He felt the pressure. Those things you can't coach. He felt it. That's instinctual, and took off and ran and picked up yardage, almost a first down.
Two tight ends in the game, John Allen and Matt Fott. Handoff, DeJuan Collins, and he's going to be close to the first down. You know, Aaron Opelt, talking with Chris Hedden, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, says he's more athletic than people think. And we saw that at 2 plays ago.
Yeah, a lot more than people think. You don't think he can run, but next thing you know, he's running away from you and running for a first down, as Toledo has their center on the ground, Buster Garrett. Looks like he's in some pain.
Garrett out of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. We said at the top of the broadcast, Tim Tebow's high school center. And they're going to check on him. We're going to step aside, and hopefully we'll get good news on Buster Garrett when we come back. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. We're at the Glass Bowl in Toledo, Ohio. Number 25, Fresno State, on the road taking on the Rockets in their home opener for the season. Alongside former Bronco offensive lineman Dave Diaz-Infante, I'm Clay Matvick. 17-7 Fresno State leading here with 6:44 to go before half. Third down and 5 coming up for the Rockets. At the 14-yard line of Fresno. Opelt throws it out. It is caught by the tight end, John Allen, and he's in for the touchdown. John Allen, just his second catch of the season, and this one is a 14-yard touchdown.
John Allen, he's a receiving tight end. You see him working the flat right away. He knows he's got it. Heads upfield and into the end zone. Opelt getting rid of the football quickly, right when his tight end uncovered in the flat.
And the extra point for Steigerwald is good. And it is now a 3-point game. Aaron Opelt with his 23rd career touchdown pass. And the Rockets get their first touchdown. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. Toledo has had 2 fake punts already tonight. Keep an eye on that as Bill Klaus is back to kick. Low snap, got it away, and barely. Low kick, and it rolls into Fresno State territory. Good field position for the Bulldogs to the 47-yard line, just a 34-yard kick. Fresno, which blocked 2 kicks against Wisconsin last week, almost did it here. Got the one hopper, way to get it off quickly. And Fresno State almost gets another block. Look at that right there. Desi Dunn. Under Pat Hill, Fresno State has blocked 40 kicks since 2002 and 75 since Hill has been head coach. Wow. Again, 2 last week against the Badgers. So they've got time on the clock, 1:40 before half. Anthony Harding is the lone setback. And he'll make the catch out of the backfield. Ball comes loose, and Toledo has recovered. Toledo football. Anthony Harding, the junior running back, dropped that ball, and now Toledo has it. It's Sean Williamson with the play.
Look at Desmond Merrill putting his hat on the football, jarring it loose. Coming from his cornerback position outside in. Watch it. They got the screen set up. Looks like it's going for big yardage. Boom, out of nowhere.
Actually, that was number 97, Malcolm Riley, the freshman defensive tackle who recovered it.
Put his hat on the ball. Merrill. Big play. Toledo gets their first turnover of the game.
There's Riley. So now a minute 34 for Toledo, down a field goal. DeJuan Collins. He'll take it. Gets to the outside and has room into Fresno State territory. Out close to a first down. A gain of 9. Moses Harris, the strong safety, escorted him out, and it stops the clock.
Watch DeJuan Collins. Jab step left. Got his blockers coming around. Fresno State's defense sucks inside. Nice job bouncing outside. Feeling the defense collapse.
What's the thought process here for Toledo? They thinking touchdown? What are they thinking here with a minute 28 to go?
Oh, they still got a few more plays left. They gotta keep on working towards the end zone. They like what they're doing.
Collins, first down and more inside the 40. A gain of 7 down at the 38. Ben Jacobs brings him down to this new turf here at the Glass Bowl. And Collins continues to grind on the ground.
And here's Collins. Look, breaking tackles. That's Fresno State. They are a very good tackling football team. Fundamentals what Pat Hill preaches. And DeJuan Collins, though, he's running downhill.
Fourth career 100-yard game for Collins. He now has 13 carries, 102 yards. First down and 10, 39-yard line of Fresno State. Opelt wants to throw, steps up, falls down. Did he get it away in time? I'm going to say incomplete pass. Opelt falling down, got that one off.
Wow, avoiding the sack. And Toledo only giving up 1 sack coming in tonight's ball game, and that's Opelt. Shucking and jiving in the pocket. See him ducking up. Things are happening all around him. Barely outside the pocket. Dipping inside, coming right outside the hash.
And Fresno State came into the game with just 1 sack as a defense. That's something they want to improve on tonight. Almost got their first there. So the clock stops, 55 seconds to go. Another injury down on the field, it looks like.
They're going to check to see whether he's outside the pocket or not. It was close. He was right on that hash. And that's something you got to be aware of. And there's no receiver out there clearly grounding the football.
Here's another look. Aaron Opelt, did he get it off before the knee went down?
Yeah, I mean, there's the knee down. Ball is not off. That's going to count as a sack. Right there. Ball is not gone.
John Manga, number 94, will be credited with the sack if this is overturned.
John Manga hustling. Pocket collapsing on Opelt.
Mack officiating crew in the replay booth tonight. William Algie on the headset. And this is likely going to be a sack.
I think they're going to rule it a sack. I think he got it. That knee was down. His arm wasn't going forward.
Aaron Opelt tonight, 7 for 17, 55 yards and a touchdown. But real offense's damage has been done, at least as far as Toledo's concerned, has been on the ground.
And like the Toledo coaches were saying, he's a lot more athletic than you think. And you see him kind of scrambling around in the pocket, trying to escape and trying to get rid of the football.
Now Fresno hoping they got their first sack of this football game. They're trying to figure out where to spot this football.
Down there, right? Looks like they're going to mark him on the 46-yard line. Opel fighting for his life in that pocket, trying to make something happen.
Toledo said that Fresno was going to be their toughest of the 3 non-conference games on their schedule this year. They've already played Arizona. They lost on the road. They're going to be at Michigan on October 11th. First time in the Big House for the Rockets. They knew this was going to be a dogfight, pardon the pun. And so far it has been.
And you're right, that's quite a compliment too for Tom Amstutz to give Pat Hill and his Fresno State Bulldogs. They got a lot of respect for what Fresno State has done in terms of garnering national attention and playing anybody.
Following review, the passer was down, knee on the ground. It will be second down from the 44-yard line, 2nd and 15.
Actually going to spot it at the 44, which doesn't seem to add up. Here's that non-conference schedule for Toledo, and you can see the years ahead. Like Fresno State, the Rockets don't shy away from tough competition either.
Yeah, they don't. And a little bit different because Coach Amstutz, he looks at where he's looking at the MAC. The MAC's his world.
2nd and 15, pass is caught, but penalty flags are down. Stephen Williams down at the 5-yard line, but flags came in before that pass was caught. It's a 40-yard reception if it stands. And we've got another player down. A Fresno State Bulldog is injured at midfield.
Watch Stephen Williams once again, his quarterback giving him another shot. A little fake, trying to get the safety away from there. Look at Williams going up the high point of the ball. That's being aggressive with the ball in the air.
Holding. Defense. Number 28. The penalty is declined.
That's going to go against A.J. Jefferson.
First and goal.
So it'll be first down and goal for the Rockets, but man is down at midfield for Fresno State. Here's another look at that play.
Watch Williams. Wow. That is getting up in the air.
He had a couple of passes that would have been touchdowns in this first half, dropped in the end zone, and he needed a big play to get his confidence back, I'm sure.
And that's his quarterback having confidence in him to go back at him. And Williams showing that 39-inch vertical at 6'5". That's up around the top of the backboard almost.
I believe that's John Monga, number 94, down on the field for Fresno State. One of the best pass rushers in the WAC. Picked up his 5th sack moments ago, and now he is coming off the field gingerly, not putting a lot of weight on that right leg.
Monga's kind of the heart soul of that defensive line. Mr. Hustle plays the game with great suddenness. Coach described him as a real warrior.
So Fresno State, number 25, coming into the Glass Bowl here tonight. And we said they're going to be playing Michigan later on this season, October 11th at the Big House. In 2009, they've got Boise, Ohio State on their schedule. And in 2010, they'll be hosting Arizona, then go to Boise State, go to Purdue, and host Wyoming. I mean, Fresno gets a lot of credit for its non-conference schedule, but the Rockets deserve a lot of credit as well.
Yeah, they don't shy away from anybody either.
First down and goal. 35 seconds to play first half. Toledo. Incomplete. Opel looking for Nick Moore. And in the coverage, Damian Owens, one of the corners for Fresno State. Moore, no touchdowns on the season. Opel trying to hook up with his senior receiver there.
Thought he had a shot again. Trying to put it up over the top where Moore can make a play on it.
So second down, goal to go from the 5, 30 seconds to go on the clock. DeJuan Collins. Robin Bailey, the receiver, in motion. Collins on the play action. It's Opel rolling to his left to the corner of the end zone. Another penalty flag is down. Clock stops with 23 seconds. Jake Walker was the intended receiver there, or at least the closest to that pass. We'll see what this flag is all about. Did you see pass interference down there?
I didn't see that in the corner of the end zone. Again, they try to go that play action pass, similar to the play that John Allen caught.
Holding. Defense.
A defensive holding.
Number 4. The pass across the line of scrimmage. Be penalized half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So it'll be first down, and the ball will be spotted at the 2.5 with 23 seconds to go. Toledo trying to take its first lead of the game here tonight. Collins, the lone setback. Play action. Opel rolling, throws, tipped, and out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Jake Walker, again the intended receiver, number 6. Second down coming up with 18 to go.
Play action pass to the right, working all 3 levels of the defense. Tip ball. And he almost comes down with it. Fresno State all over that play. They thought the fake to Juwan Collins would suck the defense up. They were ready for it.
See Opel's numbers, 8 for 19. He completed 8 passes last week, but 3 were second half touchdowns in that win over Eastern Michigan. Opel going to the end zone again for Williams. A battle in the corner. Williams and A.J. Jefferson in a fight in the corner, and it lands incomplete. 14 seconds to go. Third down and goal coming up.
Stepping back, 3-step drop. They like the width of the field over there for Williams. Going up, just mistimed his jump a little bit. No, Opel put a little too much on that ball. Got away with a little bit of a push-off, fighting for separation from A.J. Jefferson.
It makes sense that he would go to him. Williams is 6'5" and has a vertical of over 38 inches. Collins in the backfield. Moore lined up. The bottom of your screen. And they're going to go back to the run. Collins to the corner. Touchdown! And Toledo has its first lead of the night with 9 seconds to go here in the first half.
Glad to see they dialed up Juwan Collins. Little counter action. He just says, I'm taking it outside towards the pylon by myself. Finishing the run in an aggressive manner. He's been their best weapon all night. Go to him.
Steigerwald. And it's 21-17 Toledo. Collins now 14 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns, capping that 8-play, 54-yard drive.
Juwan Collins, you see they get a lead blocker out in front of him. He just dips outside, lowers his shoulder, and goes through the shoulder of A.J. Jefferson. Here he is once again. Once he dips outside, whoa, watch him head downhill towards the end zone, break the plane. He knew right when he got that ball he was going to score. No one was going to stop him.
Fresno has been averaging 130 yards rushing against them, and Toledo already has 134 in this game tonight.
Yeah, they've got to be proud of how they've run the football so far in the first half, now to finally have the lead. That hard work through the first half starting to pay off. Look at Juwan Collins. Averaging, he came in the game, averaged 7.7, and here's 7.5, and there's no trickeration there. That's good, hard running downhill. They run counter, he bounced it outside, he's run up inside, breaking tackles. And that was our stat to watch at the beginning of the game. Toledo dominating the line of scrimmage and the running game.
A.J. Jefferson. And Fresno will have one play here before the end of the half. Fresno's defense, Dave, allowed just 20 points in the first 2 games combined. They have given up 21 to the Rockets here in the first half already.
Boy, and you wonder if the miles and some of the emotional drain of playing two big games, one on the road at Rutgers, and obviously the loss last week to Wisconsin at home, and then having to come all the way out here again to the East Coast to play a fired up Toledo team with something to prove once again. Say, hey, you're not the only team, Fresno.
This is one of 7 road games on the 2008 schedule for the Bulldogs. And they will travel more than 18,000 miles this season. This is going to be the last play of the first half. Anthony Harding straight ahead, and the Toledo Rockets take their first lead of the night late in the first half on a touchdown run by DeJuan Collins, and they have a 21-17 lead. There's DeJuan Collins with his second touchdown run tonight. Now let's go to Lowell Galindo and Tom Luganville with Sports Center U at the half. Maybe an upset in the making here, ready to start the second half. College football primetime presented by Citi alongside Dave Diaz-Infante. I'm Clay Matvick. We're back here at the Glass Bowl. And Dave, the way this game started here tonight, I don't think many in the stadium predicted that Toledo would have the lead at the half.
You're right, and Fresno State got started off right away with a touchdown by Ben Jacobs off the lateral, first turnover of the game. But I tell you what, give credit to Toledo's defense. They've been swarming, attacking the football, and then Toledo, DeJuan Collins really dominated the game statistically so far in the first half.
Fresno appears to be a little tired, and deservedly so. I mean, they have traveled a lot of miles here in the first few weeks of the season. Started the season at Rutgers, then played at home against Wisconsin, now back on the road here at Toledo. And the Bulldogs will start with the football here in the second half. And this is A.J. Jefferson on the return. Good move, comes back to the middle of the field, stays on his feet to midfield, penalty flag down to the 40, out of bounds at the 34-yard line. But there is a penalty marker behind the play. 48-yard return for Jefferson. He had a 73-yard return in the first half that set up short field and an eventual touchdown for Fresno.
You're right. That was the other big play of the first half for the Fresno State Bulldogs.
And this one's going to come back. Boy, A.J. Jefferson, one of the better return men, not in just the WAC, but the entire country. He's looked good tonight, but this one comes back. Third penalty tonight against Fresno State. And it'll be first down and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Bulldogs.
You know, Pat Hill got his, probably gave his guys in the locker room at halftime a little inspiration. Say, hey, time to wake up. We're in a battle right now.
Tom Brandstater is 8 of 13 in the first half and is complete on his first attempt here. That's going to be a 4-yard gain as we take a look at the first half stats and the rushing yards. It's a big disparity there. Total yards 238 for Toledo, just 98 for Fresno State.
And you wonder if that game last week against Wisconsin, watching the game tape, that was a physical football game, and you wonder if it's taking its toll on Fresno State's defense and the travel, and then they play UCLA next week. Pat Hill's got to get their attention.
And trying to keep him emotionally up. This is going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. Caught by Bear Pasco, a gain of 9 and a first down. His family gave him that nickname as a toddler because of his size. You can see he's grown into a big boy, 6'5", 260 out of Porterville, California.
And walking by him before the game, he looks like an NFL tight end. The old school tight ends that flatten out the line of scrimmage, can block. He's a capable wide receiver, was a quarterback and a discus and shot thrower at Granite Hills High School.
Yeah, but did he look like a bear?
I don't know. That's a great name. You got to play pro football with a name like that. Either that or you got to be a wrestler or something. Bear Pasco.
Ryan Matthews straight ahead for a gain of 5. And they say about Pasco, the NFL really has taken notice. He considered the NFL last year but decided to return to Fresno for his senior season. But they think he's going to go high next year in the draft.
Well, he's a complete player. He's not one of those converted wide receivers. He's a guy that you can put at the point of attack, flatten out the line of scrimmage. He's an old school tight end, an NFL tight end.
Second down and 5 for Fresno State at the 43 of Toledo. Anthony Harding, the number 3 tailback on the depth chart. He's been getting some carries tonight. In fact, had 4 carries in the first half, picks up 5 on this one. And it is going to be short of the first down, 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Bulldogs. You know, despite the loss to Wisconsin last week, pollsters still liked Fresno. They stayed in the top 25 at number 25. They could still be BCS busters, but they need to win out. Pat Hill knows it. They might even need some help along the way. They certainly can't afford a loss here to Toledo. Diving ahead, Brandstater. And it appears he's got the first down.
And Brandstater, 6'5", 225 pounds. He's got to be able to pick up that yard. He did a nice job of just finding the soft spot in that wedge blocking up front. Second effort, got more than enough.
I'm going to get banged up on that play.
Yeah, there's bodies flying. Guys grabbing at you. It's rough down there.
It has been a physical game here tonight. In fact, Toledo's starting center, Buster Garrett, left the game with a leg injury in the first half. He's done for the night. Out of the gun, Brandstater on 1st down and 10 as a receiver, and it is caught for a first down. Marlon Moore. That's a gain of 12. The fastest man in that Fresno stable of receivers with the catch there.
Watch Brandstater just set his feet and throw it on a rope, low and away from Church and into the hands of Marlon Moore. Knew what he wanted, saw the coverage.
Brandstater had 58 yards passing in that first half, now starting to come alive. He has completed 6 straight passes. Ryan Matthews, the tailback. Raynard Camp in there at fullback. It goes to Matthews, trying to bounce it to the outside, and he was tripped up. A gain of 2. Darius Quinn, the middle linebacker, and also Tyrell Herbert making the stop.
Tyrell Herbert doesn't make that stop. Matthews is off to the races. That last grab around the ankles tripped him up and brought him down.
Matthews led all freshmen with 14 touchdowns last year in the country. He is a good one. He's out right now. Lanye Miller, his counterpart in the backfield, in there right now. 2nd down and 8 at the 23 of Toledo. Fresno State moving the football. Brandstater, 5-step drop, has time, goes to the end zone, and incomplete. The intended receiver was Chaston West. And now we've got another man down for Toledo. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. Bulldogs get within 1, a 10-play, 41-yard drive in 4 minutes, 25 seconds. Kevin Gessling hits a 36-yarder.
Nice to see Gessling get back in rhythm after last week. Pat Hill confident in his young kicker, saying he's going to be just fine.
And he boots it here. And this is Greg Harris on the return. Good coverage for Fresno State. It's short return. They're going to start at the 24. Here's a look at our game track. Ben Jacobs returning this fumble is a lateral. And Fresno State was off and running there.
Yeah, there's Juwan Collins taking over, bouncing it to the outside, all the way to the house for Toledo. Got that running game going.
Ryan Matthews, 16-yard touchdown catch from Brandstater. Then Aaron Opelt getting it to John Allen, his 14-yard touchdown reception. Juwan Collins added a late touchdown in that first half, and here he goes again. Juwan Collins into the open field. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Jake Jordy, the free safety, took him out. But it's a gain of 35. You can see Collins still not 100% on that right leg.
And again, Fresno State's defense coming in, collapsing too early. Juwan Collins, nice feel for bouncing outside. Normally, I think he's gone to the house. That ankle's bothering him. limping out of bounds, but look at that run. Great feel for stepping inside, bouncing outside, and knowing when that defense is kind of sucking into that outside.
Collins now 168 yards rushing. First down and 10 at the 41 for Toledo. Morgan Williams, the back, play action to him. Opelt wants to throw, gets it off. This is John Allen again. And the tight end has had a good night. Inside the 25, down at the 23, a gain of 17 for Allen.
Just about Opel, the sneaky athlete. Watch his feet again. Turning square in his shoulders, fighting off a couple players, and throws like a little jump pass, a little touch shot to his tight end, Allen.
Toledo 2 for 2 in the red zone tonight. They are 10 for 10 this season. We'll see what they can do here. First down and 10. As they're just outside that red zone at the 23-yard line. And it's Morgan Williams. And with DeJuan Collins obviously ailing, whether it be his ankle or somewhere in his right leg, Williams is going to be key tonight.
Yeah, there's DeJuan Collins getting rewrapped, retaped. Morgan Williams is coming in, done a fine job every time they've called on him. Look at Collins, 138 yards, 9.2 yards a carry.
Actually looking at the left ankle. Opelt under center on second down and 6 at the 19-yard line. Opelt wants to throw, being chased, and gets it off incomplete. A couple of guys trying to get to him, including Ikenna Ike, former walk-on, off that edge. But Opelt was able to get it off.
Opelt not going down. He's not taking a sack unless they force him to. One tonight was after replay. Boy, you could tell, you know, he is a sneaky athlete, quick-footed. Buying time, extending the play with his feet.
Incomplete. That was Nick Moore. Pass thrown a little low. And you saw the numbers on Opel. Not exactly impressive. I mean, he's had 9 completions, 23 attempts. But he's managing the football game.
Yeah, yes he is, and he's making plays with his feet. Causing a few problems for Fresno defensively, but it's been their running game that's bolstered this Toledo offense so far in this football game.
Alex Steigerwald to attempt a 36-yarder. He's 3 for 3 this year with a long of 35. On the way. And it's good. Alex Steigerwald. Fresno State had a field goal moments ago, and Steigerwald answers back. And it's back to a 4-point game. Steigerwald has made his last 19 field goal attempts now. All right, here's Bergwood on location, brought to you by Allstate. Tonight we focus on the famous Glass Bowl here at Toledo and some of the storied history and tradition associated with it. Built in 1937, this stadium was renovated in 1990. The Rockets are 41-6 in this building since 2000. Look at those end zone towers there. They originally served as dormitories and locker rooms. Now they're ornamental more than anything else. And there's the rocket you were talking about, Dave. And the interesting little nugget about that, at least this is what the legend is. It is pointed at Bowling Green State, which is just down the road. And if it were to actually launch, it would land at the 50-yard line of their stadium.
I love that.
They are rivals, and heated at that.
Yes, they are. And I love this stadium. It's medieval with the stone towers, the rock walls with the rock barriers on top. And they say it's to keep their opponents in, not to keep anybody out.
Tailgate with Bergwood at bergwood.net. Brett Brodbeck to kick it off. As Toledo has gone up again by 4. A.J. Jefferson, he has been dangerous tonight. Gets to the 40-yard line, spikes it down in disgust. He thought he could maybe take that all the way.
And A.J. Jefferson, kind of a long strider for a kick returner. There's been some gaping seams for him to hit. Good job by his kickoff return guys up front.
He had a 73-yarder in the first half, which led to Fresno State's second touchdown here tonight. Bulldogs go to work at their own 38. Brandstater down the middle of the field, going deep. Has a man caught! Shea Ajira-Tutu at the 15-yard line, and Fresno State is knocking on the door after that 47-yard reception.
You can tell Doug Nussmeier, offensive corner, is taking a few shots downfield. This one, Brandstater buys time in the pocket, big arm down the field. Ajira-Tutu going up for the ball, coming down with the catch. Fresno State, big plays here tonight to keep them in the ballgame.
Boy, Fresno State really needs a touchdown here. They have scored 3 points in their last 4 drives. Down 4 with 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ryan Matthews is the tailback. Brandstater throws it out to his tight end, Bear Pasco. Stays on his feet. Inside the 10, it's a 5-yard pickup for Pasco. And it'll bring up second down in about 5.
Pasco, not the burner, but Archie Donald doing the wise thing, going low, never land Pasco to use that big body to break a tackle towards the end zone.
Well, Toledo knew that one of the keys to beating Fresno State here tonight was limiting big plays. They had one moments ago. The reception by Ajira-Tutu. Now Fresno trying to punch it in. Second down and 5. Brandstater hands off. Matthews inside the 5, down at the 4. Gain of 6 for Ryan Matthews. Barry Church, the strong safety, finally brought him down. And Matthews now 7 carries for 36 yards. He's been very quiet tonight, but that was a big pickup.
Archie Donald had a chance to stop him in the backfield, but Matthews making a miss early and picking up positive yardage. Quick-footed in the hole.
3 in the backfield, Matthews and Miller. Play action, rolling to the end zone. It is caught, Bear Pasco. 4-yard touchdown reception for the big tight end.
Little play action pass. Got the fullback out in the flat, the tight end out towards the corner. Pasco looks the ball in, makes the secure catch for the touchdown.
His first touchdown catch of the year. And Fresno State has gone back in front. Kessling on for the extra point. And it's back to a 3-point lead for the Bulldogs. Pasco, that was his 4th catch here tonight. Brandstater now 141 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
Now,
you're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. Give him the first down, 1st and 10. Brandstater in trouble. Gets it downfield, and it is caught at the 40-yard line. Shea Ajira-Tutu. His 39th career catch. He's over 700 career yards after that gain of 16.
Ajira-Tutu doing a great job staying alive in the play. Look at Brandstater. Feels the pressure, escapes, extends the play, keeps his eyes downfield. Pass complete to Ajira-Tutu.
He's got 3 catches tonight for 69 yards. Boy, Fresno had 98 total yards in the first half. And they've got 145 here in the third quarter alone. Here's Ryan Matthews up the middle. And stopped, it looks like he's short of the first down, but close, near the 30. Linebackers Archie Donald, Darius Quinn in on the stop. Second down and short.
Matthews running hard, right up the gut. Fresno State just putting a double team at the point of attack, going right at that defense of Toledo.
Pat Hill is seeing a theme here with his Bulldogs. The first halves of games this year have not been good for his offense, but they do come alive in the second half. Big run. Anthony Harding to the end zone, touchdown. Fresno State. 30-yard touchdown run for the junior Anthony Harding. His first touchdown of the year.
Watch Camp, the big fullback. He kicks out outside, clears the lane for Harding. Nice move to take it in the end zone. A little shake there, left the defensive back in his shoes.
And now Fresno State has opened up its biggest lead of the night, 10 points. You're watching ESPNU College Football Primetime, presented by City. Fresno State taking on Toledo. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our game. First down, goal to go from the 4. The Toledo Rockets trying to get a touchdown, and they do. Morgan Williams. 4-yard touchdown run. And Toledo just will not go away.
Here they go again. It's the same player they were running to Juwan Collins. It bounces outside. Morgan Williams is watching his mentor in front of him. Ran it exactly the same, showing a good burst to get to the corner and take it in the end zone.
First touchdown of the season for Morgan Williams, and the Rockets are back within a field goal. Williams sat out last season, back this year, happy to be contributing, and gets his team within 3.
Media timeout.
Morgan Williams, who just scored the touchdown on the left. Juwan Collins, who has a bad ankle on the right. It's Williams who's been the workhorse here, especially in the second half, with Collins a little slow. And look at the rushing yards. Toledo, they knew they'd have to be effective running the football against this Bulldog defense. They have been tonight.
If you would have told Pat Hill coming in this game that Toledo would have over 250 yards rushing with over 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, his jaw would have dropped in disbelief, but it's happened. It's kept Toledo in this ball game and may eventually win it for him.
They're going to keep it away from A.J. Jefferson, but keep it away a little bit too far. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be a penalty against Toledo. That is the first career 100-yard game for Williams, and his night isn't done. Second half.
We got a good one.
There's Bear Pasco with the touchdown catch. And that touchdown run for Anthony Harding. It looked like the 10-point lead would lead to good things in the second half for Fresno State, but answering right back. The touchdown from Morgan Williams.
How about two backs over 100 yards and both backs averaging 8-9 yards a carry?
So now we'll see how Fresno State answers. First down and 10, they're going to run. Ryan Matthews out of bounds. And gain of 6, second down and 4.
Matthews doing his best job of running hard, taking it to the corner. Greg Harris trying to knock him out of bounds. I think Matthews was delivering the blow on that run.
Grandstater. Tipped up and incomplete, almost intercepted. Penalty marker in the secondary. Tyrell Herbert almost picked that one off.
You could tell Bear Pasco's trying to body him out, like positioning for a rebound.
Pass interference. Bench. Number 28, first down at the spot of the foul.
Shea Iajira-Tutu was the intended receiver. Herbert got in a little bit early on the coverage.
See Brandstater going down, fighting for it. Looks like he was going to Bear Pasco, his big tight end. And Herbert right there, got there a little bit early. I think it was Pasco using his body to draw that foul.
Outside Ryan Matthews. And spun down at the 45-yard line after a gain of 6. Archie Donald, Tyrell Herbert make the tackle.
And it's Fresno State's defense that really kept them in their first 2 ball games. Won the game in Rutgers, and then kept in the ball game, almost won it for them against Wisconsin last week. And now it's the offense turn to bail out the defense as they're trying to plug away, run down some clock, run the football, and find a way to put this ball in the end zone.
2nd down and 4. Branstetter goes again to the running game. Lanye Miller straight ahead, short of the first down, a gain of 2. This is game number 2 of 7 games on the road for Fresno State. They're going to be at UCLA next week. They're going to travel more than 18,000 miles this season. Only Hawaii, which obviously has to travel a lot because they're off the mainland, has more travel this year.
And look at November 21st, that's San Jose State, my alma mater. Fresno State, San Jose State, a great rivalry within the WAC.
3rd down and 2. Anthony Harding, did he get the first down? Yes, he did, a gain of 3. Harding having a big night tonight for Fresno. 7 carries now, 60 yards for the junior. You know, since you're such a California ambassador, maybe you can tell everybody about the green V on the helmets of Fresno State, since this is Agriculture 101 here on ESPNU.
The green V stands for the valley, the Central Valley or the San Joaquin Valley. One of the agricultural meccas of the world, and really a lot of farmers, ranchers out there, and something they take pride in representing the valley.
First pass in a while, Brandstater into coverage, caught, touchdown Fresno. Oh my, Marlon Moore plucked it out of midair after it had been batted around and takes it in for the touchdown. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Marlon Moore was lucky there, a 38-yard touchdown play.
And it starts with the protection up front. The offensive line step, look at that, he's pumping 3 times, trying to figure out where to go with the football. Trying to get it to his fullback out up the right side on a wheel route. Ball gets tipped to Marlon Moore. Right place, right time.
Extra point by Kevin Gessling, and just like that, it's back to a 10-point game. My, 3 men down there for Toledo in pass coverage. It looked like it was going to be picked off. Marlon Moore, Johnny on the spot, touchdown Bulldogs. Fresno State has gone back in front by 10 with 10:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Marlon Moore with his 5th catch of the night. It's a touchdown. And don't forget, coming up next, it's Tuskegee and Stillman right here on ESPNU. But there's still a lot of game left here in Toledo, and anything could happen. Yeah. So far, everything has.
Yeah, Brandstatter got away with one there, forced that ball into coverage, tipped.
Brandstatter 13 for his last 14 passing for 162 and 2 touchdowns. Boy, has his game come alive in the 2nd half. This is Greg Harris on the return for the Rockets. Running hard on his feet across the 30 and driven down at the 33-yard line. On that tackle, Jamil Hamlin. ESPNU now at high definition. To get the great action of ESPNU in high def, contact your local cable operator or satellite provider. ESPNU HD, the big picture in college sports. 72 total points put on the board here tonight. Aaron Opelt and the Rockets offense going back to work at their own 34. 10-14 to play. Opelt Comes underneath to John Allen, his tight end. And Allen out of bounds after a gain of 2.
Taken out of bounds by Moses Harris.
Moses Harris, the defender.
Forcing him out of bounds as Nico Heron came up, tried to lay a pop on him. Allen just kind of bounced off him, headed out of bounds. It's that play they try to get him in the flat quick, run him in motion across, away from the play action. Fresno was ready this time.
5th catch for Allen tonight, 63 yards. Morgan Williams is the lone back. Opelt rolling to his right this time and threw into a coverage there. Stephen Williams, the intended receiver.
Pass intended for Stephen Williams.
To Sherrod Davis, number 8, is right on it.
Williams coming back to the football. Sherrod Davis, great position, driving on the route, breaking on the ball. Great position, inside out. Excellent man-to-man coverage. Reading the route, working back towards the football, just like the receiver's doing. Inside position. Can't do it any better than that. It's textbook.
So Toledo will try to pick this up on 3rd down. They are 5 for 13 tonight. This is a big play. Opelt has a man wide open, but he overshot Nick Moore. Moore was all alone on the near sideline and would have had enough for a 1st down, but Opelt threw it too tall.
Threw it tall from one hash all the way to the other side of the field. Had his receiver wide open. See Opelt, good protection by the guys up front. Just let it away from his body. Lost control of the football.
And Klaus will kick it away. Fair catch called for Marlon Moore. And he makes the catch at the 31. 34-yard punt for Bill Klaus. And now Fresno State can go a long way to sealing this one up. Don't forget, Monday at 7 Eastern, Lo Galindo, Mike Gottfried and Tom Luganville deliver Inside the Polls, presented by 76. All season long, they break down the polls. Then Tuesday at 1, Lo Galindo hosts Coaches Spotlight, presented by Liberty Mutual. Inside the Polls, presented by 76 on Monday at 7 Eastern. And Coaches Spotlight, presented by Liberty Mutual on Tuesday at 1 Eastern. There's Pat Hill. This game now is Fresno's to lose, leading by 10 with under 10 minutes to go. Fresno's last 4 drives, they've put up 24 points and racked up 240-plus yards of offense. It's amazing how the last 3 games have almost been identical for Fresno State. Not much in the first half. The offense comes alive in the second half.
And the only adjustment they made at halftime was an attitude adjustment, saying, wake up, let's go, offense. We got to get this thing going. Defense, find a way to get us a stop. And the defense has responded on that last possession. And now Fresno State's offense trying to take charge of this game.
5 receivers, including Anthony Harding, the tailback, lined up as a receiver. Coming underneath again to the tight end, it's Bear Pasco one more time. Man, he's got NFL written all over him. It's a gain of 9 on that play.
Well, he's a big target, and that time he sits down in the zone. It's a big target. As Brandstater looked outside, came to his tight end over the middle, fought for extra yards to pick up the 1st down.
You said he's an NFL-like tight end. What's the difference between a good college tight end and a guy that's got NFL potential?
Well, there's not too many teams with the evolution and proliferation of the spread offense of a true tight end, a guy that's on the line of scrimmage, a blocker and a receiver.
This is Harding, straight ahead, and he'll get a couple. That clock continues to move, and right now it's Fresno's friend.
You talk to NFL guys around the league, it's hard to evaluate some of these tight ends. Are they a receiver? Are they a tight end? Can they block at the line of scrimmage, at the point of attack? Or, can they block in space? Is he a motion guy? Or is he really a converted wide receiver that creates matchup problems? And a lot of NFL teams carry both types of guys. The Denver Broncos, for example, have Daniel Graham at one, who's more the line of scrimmage guy and physical guy, and Tony Scheffler, the converted wide receiver tight end that creates matchup problems in the secondary.
Here you see Pasco lining up as a receiver. Nice move by Brandstater to avoid getting hit in the backfield. Steps out at the 50. Sean Williamson in pursuit. It's a gain of 5 for Brandstater, and it looked like he was in a lot of trouble, but he got out of it. Now 7:25 to go in this one. Number 25, Fresno State on the road, trying to avoid the upset here at Toledo. We're at the Glass Bowl in Toledo. Alongside my partner Dave Diaz-Infante, I'm Clay Mathick, along with our great ESPNU crew. It's been a good one. The story in this one, a tale of two halves, and Fresno coming alive in the second.
Wow, look at that, 258 yards in the second half. They answered the call.
3rd down and 4. Here comes the penalty flag. And this is going to go against Fresno State.
Yeah, Joe Bernardi, the center, tucked his rear end a little bit before the snap.
Fall.
You know, that's one thing
3rd down.
that we should probably point out is one of the reasons that Fresno has been a little bit slow, especially in first halves this year. They're still trying to figure out that offensive line. I mean, they've got some problems up there because of injuries. And Cole Popovich, the 4-year starter at left guard, out for the year, so they've had to do some mixing and matching here. And they're still trying to figure it out up front.
There's the big sexies up front. Look at that. They got 2 senior tackles on both ends and young guys in the middle.
Anthony Harding underneath makes the catch, well short of the 1st down. And don't count Toledo out just yet. There's a loss of 1. And Fresno will have to punt it away. And there's still a lot of time on the clock.
Boy,
Brzezinski on the hit.
That's a possession that Fresno, as an offense, as you see him trying to set up that little screen again to Harding. Toledo all over that.
And Tom Amstutz out in the field wants a timeout, bringing the guys over. We're going to take a quick break. 6:06 to go. Toledo's got the football back when we come back down 10. ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by Citi. Whatever your story is, your Citi card can help you write it, because Citi never sleeps. Absolutely gorgeous night here in Toledo, Ohio. Fresno State in the second half has had 5 drives, 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and this is the first time Robert Malone has been called on to punt in the second half. Nick Moore is back deep for Toledo with 6 minutes and change on the clock. The Rockets think they still have time to come back in this one, down 10. And Moore will call for the fair catch, so it'll be a long field here for Aaron Opelt and company. It's been a game of big plays in this football game. The key plays, certainly this one. Brandstater to Bear Pasco, the tight end, for a touchdown. And Brandstater going to the corner of the end zone. It should have been picked off. Marlon Moore somehow came up with it. It's been that kind of night.
Yeah, forcing that ball into coverage. Marlon Moore, like I said, right place, right time. Big play for Fresno State.
Nick Moore into the secondary. Had 1 man to beat, pulled down at the 33-yard line by Jake Jordy. But Nick Moore, a gain of 21.
Nico Herron, you see, misses that tackle right there. Moore just headed upfield. Nico Herron had a chance to make that play for no yardage at all.
Clock moving, 5:40 to play. Opelt comes underneath, and it is caught out to the 40-yard line, gain of 7. That's Stephen Williams.
These guys are flying all over the field right now. They know it's getting down to nitty-gritty time. Toledo needs 2 scores.
They don't have a lot of time to waste. Opelt gets everybody up to the line. They'll go back to the ground game. Here's Morgan Williams again. Stopped short of the 1st down, a gain of 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Tom Amstutz has to be conscious of that clock. Here's her 3rd and 1 situation for the Rockets. Opelt will pick it up. Kept it himself. And they'll stop the clock to move the chains. 4:37 to go.
Toledo's been here before. Their football team, they take pride in home field advantage and trying to win it in the 4th quarter. And it all starts here at this possession.
They'll send a man in motion. It's Williams. Play fake. Opelt over the middle of the field, and John Allen, the tight end, has made some big plays here tonight, including a touchdown. Can't come up with that one. Clock stops with 4:14 to go.
John Allen able to get one hand on it, and watch as Toledo tries to flood the entire left side of Fresno State's defense.
Was that a catchable ball?
Boy, it touches your hands, anything's catchable. The great ones find a way to make that. That's tough, though.
So now 2nd down and 10. You see the total yardage situation. Toledo winning that battle, but they're down 10. Morgan Williams again. He's out to midfield, a gain of 6 on the play. And now it's going to go under 4 minutes to go. At some point, is Toledo going to have to take a strike down the field?
Yeah, they got to try. I mean, they got to score, and they're trying to set it up right now. That last play to Allen, they're taking a shot to pick up a chunk of yardage, and that time it was Morgan Williams cutting back against the grain, picking up positive yardage.
260 rushing yards now for the Rockets. Morgan Williams, and he's going to get the 1st down. To the 45, a gain of 6 on that run. They'll move the chains again, 3:35 to go. Toledo lost at Arizona in the season opener. Won last week at Eastern Michigan, 41-17. This is their home opener here tonight. Trying to come from behind to knock off the number 25 team in the country, but the clock is working against them right now. 1st down and 10, Opelt under center. Another play fake. Opelt steps up, throws it deep. Williams is down there, caught, touchdown! Stephen Williams got around the defender for a 44-yard touchdown catch.
What an adjustment to the football by Williams, making up for a couple drops early. Here he is again, Opelt throwing the ball, getting plenty of air on it, underthrown. Williams, great adjustment, coming back to the football. Sherrod Davis unable to make the play.
Alex Steigerwald for the all-important extra point. It's back to a 3-point game. And a lot of time on the clock, 3 minutes, 7 seconds. One more look. Stephen Williams, as you said before, Dave, a couple of times tonight, drop balls in the end zone, but comes up big here.
Like the great ones do. Look at that adjustment back to the ball, playing it in the air, securing it away. Davis having no chance to recover. He's trying to play the receiver. And Williams comes back to the ball, big time catch, big time play by the speedster with the 39-inch vertical. That's 6'5".
And Sherrod Davis, 5'11". So the height certainly a factor on that play. And look at this shootout. 41-38 now with 3:07 to go. That was an 8-play, 88-yard drive for Toledo, and they did it quickly. That's the most important thing. They scored in 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. 41-38. Fresno clinging to a 3-point lead. It's like whoever has the ball last is going to win. See what Toledo does. And it's interesting. Fresno State known for its special teams play. A big part of what Pat Hill emphasizes in his program. 20 minutes every day at the beginning of practice is dedicated to special teams. And that's why they've always been so effective. And now they got to be wondering what Toledo has up their sleeves. Are they going to kick away, onside? What are they going to do?
Well, keep in mind, A.J. Jefferson has 5 returns tonight for almost 200 yards and that long of 73. He is very dangerous. But they try the onside kick. It's got to go 10. Did it go 10? Toledo thinks so. And the Rockets have it.
Just exactly what I thought. I am surprised that Fresno State was caught retreating, trying to make sure that ball went 10 yards. They were bunched up towards the middle. It went exactly 10 yards. They take out the front line of Fresno State's kickoff return team, beating Pat Hill at his own game. That's like doing that to Beamer down in Va-Tech.
Desmond Morrow, number 3, recovered it. And look at Pat Hill. He's got his hat off. And he wants a timeout.
He's not going down without a fight.
Pat Hill wants to talk to the head official, which is William Algie. He maybe has something that he noticed on that onside kick that he felt wasn't quite right.
He's a stickler for details. And it's interesting, talking to him how much special teams have been a part of his program and how they put an emphasis on it.
They may review this. And I'm not exactly sure why. The onside kick looked up on the up and up.
We just got to make sure it went 10 yards. The ball's right there on the 30.
It's got to get to the 40 or more. And it does right there.
They touch it right after it passes the white line. They were bunched up. Just a little dribble kick.
Perhaps Pat Hill's argument is that it touched one of the Toledo players, the back of the foot or something before it hit the 40.
Oh, he's going to
but it didn't look like it there.
He's going to have him check to make sure. This could be a huge emotional lift for Toledo and giving them a short field to work with. Another possession. Plenty of time left on the clock. There it is.
That's legit.
They can't overturn that. Well placed by Steigerwald. That you couldn't have done that any better. Fresno State still spread across the front. They take out the lead guy, put him on his back to clear the way for the football. Fresno State got caught retreating before the ball was kicked. And that's one thing you never do on kickoff return. You must wait to see the ball kicked before you retreat.
First home game for Toledo on this new field turf, and the field turf, it bounced right along it.
Still a little
Perfect.
soft. That was like that was like a nice little wedge.
If this were the old
wedge or rescue wood from the fringe.
If this were AstroTurf, that thing would have been further along. It went it went the exact right distance.
Still a little spongy, a little soft. Advantage for the home team.
There's one more look. I just don't think there's any question that this went 10 yards before Toledo touched it.
The only guy
that should have taken a long time to look at.
That didn't lose ground for Fresno State was their point man, Jake Jordy, a guy you want right there, a veteran. But he gets taken out by 3 Toledo players that put him on his back.
Following review, the play stands as called. Fresno State is charged a timeout. That is the one and only challenge that Fresno State has since the challenge was unsuccessful.
So Pat Hill out of challenges for the rest of this game. Plenty of time on the clock. 3:06 to go. Toledo needs a field goal to tie a touchdown to go ahead. Aaron Opelt has the offense back out on the field.
Toledo's 14th possession of the game. Couldn't have come at any more critical time.
Pat Hill just won't let it go.
He's hot. Well, now, can Fresno State's defense step up and answer the bell?
Opelt sends Allen in motion. They're going to run. Morgan Williams steps out of one tackle, pulled down at the 45. Give him 3 on the run.
And that counter play that Toledo's run so successfully all night long, the adjustment at halftime is play your responsibility, play your leverage. You can't allow that thing to bounce. And Fresno State has not let that play bounce at all here in the second half.
2nd down and 7. Clock moving, 2:35 to go. The receivers to the top of the screen, Stephen Williams and Nick Moore. He's going to come underneath to John Allen. He's got enough for the first down and steps out of bounds to stop the clock. John Allen has had a game here tonight. He's now got 72 yards receiving.
Quarterback, keep passer, just sprint him out left is what they do. And he's just sprinting out to the flat, turning up, getting his head around quick. He's open. That's a middle linebacker chasing him inside out. He's out leveraged as soon as the play begins. All you got to do is play catch with the quarterback. First down, Toledo.
They start the clock again. Just over 2 minutes to go. Opelt throws it to the outside and immediately tackled is Stephen Williams. And that's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
That time Sherrod Davis a lot tighter in coverage. Not playing off 10 yards like he was before when they've been able to hit that screen.
2 great coaches, Pat Hill and Tom Amstutz. Watching this one with 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. 2nd and 12. Opelt has time to throw. Does. Has a receiver. It is caught by Nick Moore. Knocked out of bounds at the 35. And the clock will stop again with 1 minute 14 to go. Damian Owens in the coverage.
Great protection by the guys up front, allowing Opelt to set his feet and find Nick Moore along the sidelines. It will get out of bounds, takes a lick by Damian Owens, holding on to the football.
Plenty of time. Two tight ends set. 2 receivers. Handoff. This is, no, it's a play action. Opelt has Allen again. Boy, what a play fake. 19-yard reception by Allen. 1 minute 7 seconds to go. And Toledo wants a timeout, I think. Yes, Tom Amstutz calling a timeout.
Here's the play action. Looks what it does to the linebackers. Allows Allen, the tight end, to get it over the top of the linebackers in front of the safeties, and Jake Jordy a little too late to make that play. John Allen becoming the weapon in favor tonight. Look how the numbers changed for Opelt. 19 of 37, 241, a couple touchdowns, and 0 picks.
And Allen, as you said, the weapon of choice. 7 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. That one put him at the 15-yard line, and there is a ton of time here. And if they can get a touchdown.
Oh, they're thinking touchdown.
Then, of course, they're going to force Fresno State to have to come back and score a touchdown.
If there's any time left on the clock. Watch how they use this clock to their advantage now. They feel good about what they've got offensively. Running the football, play action pass. They've added the weapon of Allen in along with those big, tall wide receivers of Williams and Moore. They've got some targets out there. You combine that with an effective running game, you've got something to work with offensively.
And the numbers we talked about for John Allen. He had 1 catch for 8 yards coming into this game. Season high for Toledo, 535 yards of total offense. They need a touchdown here. Opel has time, throws toward the end zone, nobody home. Penalty flags come in. 5 seconds come off the clock on that play. And this is going to go against the Rockets. 7th penalty against Toledo tonight.
They were taking another shot at the end zone.
Holding, number 81, offense.
That's the other tight end, Tom Berzine.
Berzine's their line of scrimmage tight end. Stayed in to block that time. Trying to give some extra protection to Opel as they were taking a shot down the field.
You gotta love Tom Amstutz. He's still got his whistle on.
Yeah, he's still coaching. Look at him. Love that.
Berzine, Allen, and Matt Fott. 3 tight ends in now for Toledo. Nick Moore, the lone receiver. They go to the ground. Morgan Williams straight ahead. Gets into the secondary. Great second effort, to pick up a 5 for Morgan Williams. Clock moving, 50 seconds to play.
These running back for Toledo running hard all night, breaking tackles, and this is a very good tackling football team in Fresno State. And these running backs have been going through their arms all night long.
Stephen Williams and Nick Moore lined up to the top of your screen. They're going to run again. It's Morgan Williams on 2nd down and 14. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 4, and another timeout called by Tom Amstutz. Does that guy just screen coach or what?
Yeah,
that whistle just it makes me laugh.
And it looks like they're playing for the field goal right there. And I think they took their shot at the end zone 1 play early. Fresno State was ready to defend that play action pass. Had their defenders back, had the right coverage. I think that's the time you run the rock, and then you come back and find a way to take another shot at the end zone.
Well, there's Steigerwald. He is an excellent field goal kicker.
He's the money man. 19 straight. Looking for 20 to tie it up.
He is 24 of 25 for his career. And his field goal percentage is right around 96%. That would be an NCAA record if he had enough attempts to qualify. So it just gives you an idea of how accurate he is. His last field goal miss was a 36-yarder against Ball State in 2006. He may be called upon here shortly. 25 seconds to go, 3rd down and 10. Morgan Williams behind Opel. Aaron Opel wants to throw. Now he steps up, goes to the end zone. This is going to sail out of bounds. And so it will be Steigerwald coming out for a field goal attempt. Steigerwald, a junior out of Mayfield Village, Ohio. Earlier tonight, hit a 36-yarder. And this will be a 33-yard attempt. Aaron Opel to hold. This is to tie. Fresno blocked a kick last week against Wisconsin. Not this time. It's good. We're tied. And no doubt about it, boy, he drilled that thing. 41 all.
Toledo has the momentum, has the emotion right now. This thing looks like it's heading to overtime.
There's a new MAC record for Alex Steigerwald, 20 straight field goals made, going back to 2006. Great drive for Toledo, some big plays. It started with the onside kick.
Getting the extra possession, and then it's the John Allen show. Out in the flat. There's Moore. And now Allen again.
Well,
finishing it off with the field goal.
If this goes to overtime, you got to think advantage Toledo with his worn out as Fresno State has to be physically and emotionally and on the road, and all the momentum right now is with the Rockets.
Yeah, after what they've been through the last couple of weeks, the travel, the intensity, the physicality of the games they've played, you wonder if it's taken its toll on this defense, because they have played their hearts out for 2 weeks. And Toledo's come in here and really put them to the test, running the football and throwing it.
A.J. Jefferson, ever dangerous. They keep it on the ground. It's actually going to be Chasten West who fields it. Looking for running room on the near sideline and gets out close to midfield. Down at the 47-yard line, Tyrell Herbert on the stop. 9 seconds to go. So Tom Brandstater will have a crack here.
Fresno still got a timeout left.
And they're going to try to get into field goal position, I would think. Field goal kicker for Fresno State is Kevin Gessling, and of course, it's well documented the troubles he had last week against Wisconsin, but he could turn around and become the hero this week.
Wow, what a story if that would happen. Fresno State in their Hail Mary formation.
There's Gessling. Gessling is 2 for 2 tonight. First down 10, 9 seconds to go. Brandstater trying to throw. Does. Caught it around the 41-yard line. Shea Iajiratutu making the catch. And a quick timeout called by Fresno State with 3 seconds to go.
See where they're going to mark that football. Brandstater delivering that ball quickly.
Fresno's their third and final timeout.
Fresno State trying to work that deep out. Trying to get to the sidelines, but Toledo playing with the right leverage, right coverage to force everything inside.
Well, there's Kevin Gessling, 2 for 2 tonight. This would be a 58-yard field goal attempt. He missed the game-tying 35-yard field goal in the fourth quarter in the game against Wisconsin at home last week. This is a 58-yard attempt. He's 4 for 7 on the season.
58-yarder, that's some leg. See if the lefty can do it. What a story that would be.
Robert Shepard, redshirt freshman to snap. Robert Malone, the punter, is on to hold for the win from 58 yards out to avoid the upset. No good. And we're going to overtime at the Glass Bowl in Toledo. And you see Pat Hill, a high five for Gessling as he came off. He knew that was a long shot, worth a try. Well, we're going to take a break here. Come back and have overtime. A good one to be decided in Glass City. Pat Hill's Fresno State Bulldogs, number 25 in the country, tied 41-all with Toledo as we go into overtime. Fresno State just won the coin toss, Dave. As we take a look at the NCAA overtime rules, each team is going to get one possession from the 25-yard line until a winner is decided. The Bulldogs won that toss, elected to play defense first. Why is that a good decision?
Well, I think he feels like his defense can step up. Needs him to, wants him to.
So Aaron Opelt from the 25 on first down and 10. They're going to try and pass. Nick Moore going to the end zone. It is caught. Down at the 1. What a play. Stephen Williams at the 1 hauls it in on a trick play on first down.
It's a double pass. We saw this would start the game, a lateral. This time they planned the lateral to Williams from Moore, receiver to receiver. That's a backwards pass. It costs them a touchdown for Fresno State.
Opelt keeps. And touchdown. Toledo. 2 plays, and the Rockets get in.
What a call by Toledo. Wide open, not afraid to try it. Chris Hedden. Yeah, this is how the game starts itself. Look at more pump fakes even to Williams. The defensive back falls down. Williams goes up and makes the grab.
Steigerwald. Extra point is good, and it's 48-41 with Fresno State will have their own set of downs starting from the 25.
And then look at the surge by the offensive line, quarterback sneak to score the touchdown. How ironic is that? Is that it was a lateral that gave Fresno State a touchdown in the first quarter on their first possession, and now it's a lateral, turns into a double pass.
Offside. Defense. Penalty is declined.
In overtime.
Point is good.
There was a penalty on the extra point decline
To set up the first touchdown of overtime. Pressure now is on Fresno State. What are you going to do? What a wide open mentality offensively by Toledo here. But not all trickeration. I mean, good physical football, pounding the rock, and then the ability to throw the ball down the field in a variety of ways.
Fresno trying to respond from the 25 in overtime. Ryan Matthews to the 20, inside the 20, down at the 19. Toledo has scored the last 17 points late in that fourth quarter. With 3 minutes and change, they were down 10, 41-31. They now lead it by a touchdown here in overtime.
Slightly different approach by Fresno State.
Second down and 4. They need to get inside the 15 for the first down. Again, Matthews, he's got enough for the first down and then some. His knee touches at the 11. It's a gain of 8 for Matthews. And Fresno State knocking on the door now.
Ryan Matthews fighting and crawling. Here it is, just a little split zone play right up the middle. Boy, nice feet in the hole. Skipping laterally, then picking his seam, keeping the legs driving.
Matthews again backs his way down to the 12, a gain of 3. He now has 80 yards on the ground on 16 carries. There's Pat Hill sweating this one out. He knows that his team, after last week's loss to Wisconsin, in order to be a BCS buster, probably has to win out and get some help along the way. Can't afford a loss here to an unranked opponent.
Oh, they know it's on the line. He preached to his team all week long. Got to be ready for a fight when you go in to play Toledo in the Glass Bowl.
Grant Stater. Vince Pasco, touchdown. The fullback. Actually, that's Isaac Kintner. A 7-yard touchdown reception.
Kintner, play action pass, fakes the block, heads out to the flat, wide open, looks the ball in, takes it in for the score. What a game we have seen here tonight.
Isaac Kintner with the touchdown. Now the all-important extra point, and it is good for Gessling. And it's 48-all. And we'll do it all over again. Isaac Kintner, the third-string fullback, wide open.
Play action pass. Fullback slides out like he's blocking, heads out into the flat, wide open.
Grant Stater now 4 touchdown passes. And those numbers have improved drastically since the first half.
Yeah, those numbers are looking pretty solid right there. 21 and 27, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks for their offense. Again, another slow start, but have found some rhythm certainly in the second half.
Brandstater has now completed 10 straight passes.
For the second overtime period, Toledo elects to go on defense. Fresno will put it in play. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line at the scoreboard end of the field.
Guess they're trying to see if Fresno State and their offense can do it again. Back to back.
And the other thing, when you start on defense, you know what you have to do when you get the ball back.
Yep.
There's some advantage to that, I would think. Brandstater coming back out. He's got the hot hand right now. 1st down and 10 from the 25. Anthony Harding is the lone back. Man in motion is West. Harding going to the outside. He's going to take it to the corner. Inside the 5 and down at the 2. What a run for Anthony Harding. Archie Donald knocked him out after the gain of 23, and now Harding is down.
This time it was Toledo's defense collapsing, and Harding bouncing it to the outside. Saw the daylight, took it, headed towards the pylon, fighting for extra yardage. Looks like he may have landed on his shoulder.
What a night for Harding. 9 carries, 85 yards, and let's see. 2nd down and goal from the 1. Brandstater keeps it himself. He's got it. Touchdown, Fresno State. And the Bulldogs go back in front.
Look at the offensive line double team at the point of attack. And Brandstater, that's a big quarterback muscling his way into the end zone.
Gessling for the extra point. Got it. Brandstater now with 5 total touchdowns, including 4 passing touchdowns. That's a career high. And the shootout continues. It's now 55-48. Toledo will have a shot from the 25 as you take a look at the total yards. 1,000 yards combined here tonight.
And this is a Fresno State team that was only giving up 10 points a game against some quality opponents. This is not what I expected to see here tonight. It has been a well-played, hard-fought football game, but the explosion of points by both offenses are something I didn't quite expect.
You saw a trick play from Toledo on its last overtime series. They want to throw here. Opelt has some time, comes underneath, caught at the 21. Spinning out of a tackle is Morgan Williams inside the 20 and out at the 16. Gain of 9, John Monga. Check that Logan Harrell on the stop.
And story of the night, too. Missed tackles by Fresno State. And great running by the Toledo running backs, but that was Sean Plummer again. Not wrapping up, not securing the tackle.
2nd down and goal. 2nd down and 1, excuse me. And it's a 1st down and more for Morgan Williams as he rolls inside the 10. Gain of 6 for Williams.
Again, Fresno State very cognizant of not losing outside leverage, not allowing that play to bounce outside. So instead of collapsing it, the hole opens up, and Morgan Williams able to take it up inside.
So 1st down and goal for the Rockets. They need a touchdown and the extra point to tie. Inside the 5, Williams. Gain of 6, 2nd down and goal to go from the 4. Moses Harris on that last tackle.
And there's no sleight of hand here for Toledo. They are lining up, running what they're going to run. And look at those rush yards as Williams has taken over for DeJuan Collins. 295 yards rushing for Toledo.
Collins out with a bad left ankle. Williams now 140 yards on the ground. He'll get this carry too. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and goal to go coming up. Ben Jacobs, the strong middle linebacker, making that tackle.
See Ben Jacobs running through the line of scrimmage, inside out, making that play, securing the tackle, holding on for his life and his team's life.
Obviously,
I thought Toledo was going to take a shot at the end zone on that one. Let's see if they do it here.
we got 2 cracks at the end zone here. Toledo wants a timeout.
Tom Anstutz
Toledo.
running out on the field to call that timeout. 3rd and goal.
From the 5.
From the 5. You got all 4 downs.
First home game of the season for the Rockets, and they've given the crowd a great treat here tonight. Had the number 25 team in the country on the ropes all night. The first overtime, very entertaining. This is the first play. Nick Moore, the receiver, throwing it to fellow receiver and fellow All-MAC receiver Stephen Williams had set up the Aaron Opel touchdown. Fresno responds. Little used fullback Isaac Kintman with the touchdown catch. And it's 55-48 now. Toledo trying to respond here in the second overtime. 3rd down, goal to go from the 5 for the Toledo Rockets. Moore in motion. Opel to Williams. Stopped at the 3. Again, Ben Jacobs, number 54, wrapping him up. 4th down and goal from the 2 coming up, the play that will decide this game.
Ben Jacobs making the play a middle linebacker should. Saying, boys, follow me. I'm not letting go of them.
This is for all the marbles. Morgan Williams in the backfield. Opel wants to throw. Pressure to the end zone. Caught! John Allen, touchdown! Oh, what a play!
This time Toledo sprints out right. Opel knows his tight end's open again. Makes a catch in the front corner of the end zone. If I were Fresno State, I would know where John Allen is now on the field at all times.
Allen, his second touchdown tonight.
Fresno State.
And Fresno State has called a timeout. So what does Toledo do here?
I don't know, they're huddling up. Are they going to go for 2? Do they play into the 3rd overtime where then you're forced to go for 2?
Conventional wisdom is at home you play for the tie, right?
Yeah, that's the Denver Broncos that. They went for 2, won the game against the Chargers. They were playing with the house money then, though. With the
watch this touchdown. John Allen's touchdown.
Yeah,
catch.
sprint right, buying time. There's Allen, right in the front corner of the end zone.
Allen had 1 catch coming into the night. He has got 8 here tonight for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. An amazing game for the senior out of Chicago. They're going for the win. They're going for 2. Opel sends 4 receivers out, 2 to either side, and the tight end Allen to the right. Nick Moore in motion for the win. Opel gets away, throws to the end zone, knocked down. Fresno escapes. 55-54, Fresno comes away with a 1-point win in 2 overtimes.
A gutsy call by Tom Anstutz. Went for the win. Look at Fresno State, almost sacks Opel early. He's looking for someone to uncover. Fresno State all over it. Surprised they didn't try to play jump ball with one of their big receivers one-on-one. What a football game.
Here's Pat Hill's reaction. Well, Tom Amstutz gamble came up snake eyes. 55-54, the final.